New today, the Tunisian president says a hunt is underway for a third gunman in the terror attack on a museum there this past week. The Tunisian Interior Ministry Saturday released an edited one-minute security video of the attack. It shows two gunmen walking there through the museum carrying guns. It also shows them right there encountering a third man at the foot of some stairs. 21 people were killed in the attack. The two gunmen were also killed. Joining me now, Congressman Robert Pittenger, Republican from North Carolina and chair of the Congressional Task Force on Terrorism and Unconventional Warfare. He has also just released a terrorist preparedness manual. Congressman, thank you so much for joining me, sir. I appreciate your time.
And Good afternoon, Alex.
I'm curious what U.S. intelligence officials can learn from the Tunisia incident, specifically from that newly released video.
Well, I think it's a recognition of these lone terrorists throughout the Middle East and, frankly, throughout the world. Iran has had a footprint on terrorism. It continues to expand. And I think, frankly, we should be wary of our objectives with Iran, considering what they have done in past 2 decades in terms of sponsoring terrorism. And this should be a grave matter, even as we consider our future agreement with Iran.
Congressman, you may have heard our report on Yemen, where the U.S. troops, all the personnel are now evacuating. How much damage does that do to U.S. counterintelligence in the region? I mean, the previous Yemeni government had cooperated with us in fighting terror.
Well, they had. The president had, I think, a false assumption that we had had a success there, and of course it didn't turn out that way. That is the presupposition is that the manner of which that they've gone about their foreign policy and the way that they have deferred and that they have appeased has not brought about the stability that we had sought to achieve. And I think it shows us clearly that we need a clear position defined and understood by our friends in the Middle East. I've been there many times. They do not understand our positions. They don't understand our lack of leadership. And it leaves a tremendous void.
Sir, I want to ask about the New York Times report in which it says that ISIS is urging sympathizers to kill U.S. service members. Here's the quote, whose names, photos, and purported addresses it posted on a website. Texas Republican Michael McCall, the chair of the Homeland Security Committee, said today he's concerned about these threats to the military. Let's take a listen to him.
We have a number that I can't disclose publicly. They're here in the United States, so the foreign fighters. In addition to that, the homegrown violent extremists who can be inspired and radicalized over the internet is what greatly concerns me, to inspire them to attack our military in the United States. And I think, unfortunately, it would be not so difficult to pull off.
How concerned are you about this? Have you come across similar intelligence that would suggest ISIS is indeed calling on people to target our military personnel right here in the States?
Yes, ma'am. FBI Director Comey, the Homeland Security Secretary Jay Johnson, at the time that she was the chairman of the Senate Intelligence Committee, Dianne Feinstein, all have made statements about sleeper cells inside the United States. We have had, of course, fighters that have gone over, several thousand from Europe, many from America, who have access to return out to our country with passports. And so, yes, this is a real concern in terms of these individuals who are sympathizers with ISIS and what they seek to do inside our country. And now you have an acknowledgement by ISIS that these individuals are here. They're posting messages to them to be engaged. And I think, frankly, we should make consideration that they would have further objectives.
With respect, sir, to your manual, which I have in my hand here, I also read a McClatchy news report on it. There is a quote from a university professor who studies terrorism. He is a critic who says, and I'm quoting here, "To heighten all this terrorism seems pretty irresponsible to me." What is your response to him?
Well, I wish him well. I think he should be listening to the FBI director. I think he should be listening to the Homeland Security Secretary. I think he should be reading the New York Times article today regarding the threats and the direction given by ISIS to their fighters here in the United States. They have the United States as their clear objective. We are the great Satan. And what we have offered in this manual are just common sense preparations for any family and small business and what they can do to take care. You know, I was a Boy Scout, Alex. We were taught to be prepared. let's be prepared as a country so then we can go about our own lives. We shouldn't have increased anxiety or fear. That's not what this is about. But it's reasonable to assume, whether it's chemical, biological, nuclear, or radiological, EMP, that any number of kinetic attacks that could occur on our homeland. The people are here. We've acknowledged that. James Woolsey, the former director of the CIA, along with Michael Chertoff, who was former Secretary of Homeland Security, both have quotes inside this brochure of the importance of families making preparation, recognizing the threats that are in our homeland today. So we appeal to American people to just do common sense things, to go to preparenow.com, which is our website, and they can look at that and make the kind of provisions that would be suitable. And then go about living your lives. Let's don't get caught up in fear, but let's just make some common sense preparations.
As I look at all of these, as you mentioned, chemical explosions, biological hazards, nuclear attacks, what is one piece of key information someone should take away from your manual?
I think the key information is that there's a wide range of ways that they could attack our homeland. Nobody ever anticipated some airplanes flying into some buildings in New York City. So let's look at the wide range of possibilities and really just prepare. Make those provisions and have a safe place in your home. And whether it's, you need water, you need canned foods, you need medicines, things for your children, your babies, even toys to play with. In my case, I have a Bible. There's things that we could do and prepare for. Let's just do that and then lay that aside and then go about it living our lives.
Representative Robert Pittenger, thank you very much for joining me.
Great to be with you. Have a great day.
And you.